I'm ready. Dick Feist. Oh yeah. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Throw Sunflower Podcast. We haven't done that in a long time.
Episode 14.
14.
And more importantly, the Christmas edition.
Christmas edition.
This is our second edition based episode.
Second edition. Can you, like, how many? I think we're only 4 or 5 episodes in when we did Halloween.
I think you're right.
That's crazy.
We went all in.
We went all in with fucking costumes and shit.
I look at us now. It's just like a $2.50 each hat. The whole ensemble here costs $5.
I fucking love that word, ensemble.
It's a great word. I love a French word. Yeah.
It would have been weird if we just fully dressed up in like Santa suits. Yeah.
That's not gonna work. You're gonna have to look at that again.
You know what I mean?
I think we're drinking a Chardonnay. Yeah, we could always, we could do a second. We do part 2. We could always just fucking get rid of this episode completely, depending on how it goes.
It'd be like some Lost Vatican archive episode. You know what I mean? Like the unreleased. But hey, even if this is the most unfunny episode, it's still miles funnier than like a podcast, which shall not be named.
Yeah, no, I didn't enjoy it. Yeah, it's funny how you get weirdly competitive.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know them at all.
No.
That's probably getting into it too much. But you get weirdly competitive. But, like we're all trying to do comedy, and so you're just like you're quietly competing, whether you're sort of honest about it or not. Yeah.
It's like a friend of mine told me. My brother told me one time. He said, "You know something? There's only 2 kinds of people in this world: people who pee in the shower and dirty fucking liars."
Yeah. Who was that comedian? Anyway, yeah, you're either in the right lane or you're in the wrong lane, and some people are just automatically in the right lane.
Yeah,
but some people have to fucking rear end you.
Yeah,
to get into that right lane.
That's what it is.
And you know what? They both end up being in the right lane.
Yeah.
No matter how they got there or not.
Yeah, and that's really the main thing. It's like it's a results-driven process. You know.
Yeah. Someone lets you in, or you fucking push your way in.
That's what it is. You know, or you're some tourist who's just. Yeah. That is one thing I think about. Like
some good-looking gal.
Yeah, everyone's just like, no, please, after you. Yeah.
And then some people call them, stupid bitches.
Yeah. So, oh no, please, no. I insist after you. You know, my wife's only in labor, but hey, you're hot. So come on in. You know, that is one thing I do think about. Oh, did you? Oh, yeah.
I got it ready for us. Prepared it.
Oh, I adore that. Thank you. That is one thing I've thought about because Auckland city planning is so shit.
What if your wife's in labor?
Yeah, God forbid. You just keep her at the hospital for those weeks, you know. But if you were, even as an Aucklander, driving through the city streets, there are so many times you go a couple neighborhoods too far, you're at an intersection, you have no fucking idea. The road goes from 1 lane to like 3. And you figure out to your horror with the 50 meters you had to make a decision that you should have been in like 2 lanes over.
I agree.
And then you gotta go all the way around the block. So can you imagine trying to be a tourist and navigate this fucking shithole?
I would struggle.
You're some guy called Hans. Oh yeah, we must take the right turn. And it's like, no, it was actually like, yeah, that right turn was actually some like little fucking alcove, like a tiny street that was one way. That is completely obscured by bushes or some shit.
Far too many one ways. Far too many just random bus lanes. It's like no, this isn't a 2-lane. This is actually a bus lane now.
Bro,
you had no indication. There was no indicators to tell you that this was now a bus lane, but it now is.
Yeah. They will have like lanes of traffic merge into 1 lane for a bus lane. Hey, here's an idea. Fuck them. Fuck them. Bro, you're taking the bus. Tell them, just use the roads. Like, you would get to your destination quicker.
Yeah.
If like all the rest of the traffic didn't have to like go through one lane.
I think I do rate the bus system
Mhm.
in general. Maybe that's because I've always used it,
Right.
and so I've always sort of like, well, yeah, no, I rate it. There's less cars on the road. Give them a fucking lane. So, yeah. I'm with the buses. I'm with public transport in general. If there was a good subway system here, in everyone fucking uses the subway in England.
Right.
I assume it's very similar in America.
Oh.
I know they're big on the buses there, the old subway. We don't call it the subway in England, we call it the rails. But very good railway system.
Nice.
That's how fucking people go around. People have cars for like long distance trips, that's it.
Yeah, mood.
And you can take that long distance trip on a train.
My problem isn't with bus lanes in general. It's just how they like took away from what was existing. It's like, why don't you just add it to the roads?
Right.
You know, like, why didn't you just extend the road out? Just add a bus lane to it. Why'd you have to like inconvenience everybody? That makes no sense.
It's not the bus itself.
Yeah,
that is the issue. It's just the planning that went involved.
The
whole thing.
That's exactly it. I have a theory that, you know, Auckland City Planning, the Auckland City Planning Office is one axolotl of a fucking Twister board. You know that game Twister, where there's all like the different colored circles.
Yeah, I know.
And everyone's yeah. It's like that, but they just pour cocaine in his tank, and whichever one he goes to, they like throw a dart or something, and they're like, if the axolotl has said green, let's pull an idea out of the green hat. Bus fare goes up $5, and you're like, what? The fuck?
Yeah, the bus used to be a lot cheaper. Back in my day.
Oh, here it comes.
Back in my day, it was bloody $2 a ride.
Whoa.
And then that was the ride. And you got this little transit, like a little coupon thingy. And you could transfer.
I remember those.
A transfer fucking ticket.
Yeah.
And like you could use that ticket for the rest of your trip. You can use it for the rest of the day. That'd be ridiculous. But yeah, I think it was actually $1.50. I think it was actually $1.50 when I first started going to school, and then it was like, then it jumped to $2, dude. And there was it was an issue. It was like, what?
Yeah.
What just happened?
It's just
now the zones.
Yeah, now there's not. The zones is fucking weird because you hop on a bus and like, hey, it's $5. And you cross some imaginary line and they're like, hey, that's 15. And you're like, excuse me?
It's weird, man. Like the way that I would used to look at, because fuck, $2 would get me fucking ages away. Now it gets me up a hill. I pay $2.40 to go up Queen Street Hill. Not Queen Street Hill, it's the other hill that curls around, goes on the Simmons, goes across the bridge, gets to the top of that hill. I get off, $2.50, sir. And that's cheap. But that's only because like I've changed with the times.
Right.
Before that wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's still a ripoff. But
he's a modern man.
I've just been taking the hard dick of the government for so long now.
Yeah.
The 2 + 2 = 5, baby.
You know what I mean? Yeah, listen, that's a favorite Kiwi pastime. Just bending over and just getting violently sodomized by the New Zealand government.
Oh yeah.
You know?
It's all our favorite things to do. Our favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
And just in different ways. Ways.
You know? I don't think there's anything that a Kiwi loves more than just being deeply penetrated by some sort of authority figure.
Like, who's talking about all these projects they do? There's this have you been out on the waterfront lately?
Yes.
It's basically like just past where we walk to, and we do this like weird shuttle run, like past all the Louis Vuitton shops. I think we've done it twice.
Yeah.
But if you keep going through Brito Mart Square and you turn left, they've done like this work out on sort of like the pedestrians. It's like a pedestrian sort of like area, little sort of like gathering area just before the ferries that go out to Devonport and whatever. Oh yeah. They've done work there, dude. Costs a lot of money. It looks nice, but and then that's one thing. The station that's going in, it's going to go to the airport. How many people are really catching flights in Auckland, dude? It's just a big fuck fest. Like tourists can come in and they can take a train to town. That's all it's for. And like it'll probably boost the economy a little bit, maybe a little bit. But it's a fucking lot of money coming out of the taxpayer's pocket, and I'm sick of it.
And there's more taxes coming. Because here's the thing: throughout all the and this is the thing, New Zealand is so fucking good at breeding losers,
Right.
that the reason
You heard here first. Actually, this isn't first.
literally almost every podcast we're like, this place is a shithole, and they're just railing against the whole country. No, but here's the thing: like the reason that
We talk about how there's no theme.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, all the fans are like, yeah, all the feedback we've gotten is like, yeah, you guys don't have any themes, and it's just like, no, we are complaining about where we live.
That's
the
every
thing.
That's every time. It's every time.
Every time. The thing was that like we're so good at breeding losers here, and not everyone here is a loser, but then we swing from Labour to National, left to right, because the left just borrows money, gives it to the losers who will vote for them because they're going to give them something for nothing. And then as soon as the country falls into disrepair, everyone panics, they vote right, and then they actually have to make some sort of sacrifices. And then everyone goes, no.
People aren't happy with the sacrifices.
Yeah, people aren't happy with it. And then they go, no, I want my free money. So then they vote left again.
Yeah.
But this time, Labour has fucked over the country. You know, we borrowed something like $15 billion a week for every week of the pandemic, that every week of lockdown, this last lockdown. That last lockdown was like 5 months.
That seems like a big number, dude.
15 billion.
A day.
Dude, the
A week.
ministry of like, I can't remember, there's something above like the prime minister and all the Labour ministers and shit. There's like, because the prime minister is actually sort of like a mid-link thing. Because the highest is like the governor general, which is like the Queen's personal representative to the country.
Right.
But some guy under him was just like, this ministry of something was just like, hey, no more borrowing any fucking money. Like, you know, that little fat retard that gets online, the little Labour minister, and he's like, oh, well, we're going to be rolling out fucking packages.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, Alex Jones. They turned around and told Alex Jones and said, no more fucking money, no more borrowing a fucking cent. We are at the limit, because pretty soon, like all of like the yearly budget will barely cover the interest. Like on the loan, we borrowed money from Spain of all fucking people.
Spain?
Yeah, they sent over like 50 billion pesos. We're fucked, dude. And so now the ministry was just like, hey, you either have to raise taxes or you have to cut government spending. And guess what they're gonna do?
Have you ever had paella? You know what that is?
Paella?
Paella, that's right.
Yeah, I've had paella. That's fucking lovely.
That's what my buddy told me to eat whenever I went to Spain.
Yeah.
Paella. It's like tapas, right?
Fucking yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Merry Christmas to you guys. I had an interesting day. The last thing I did at work was the very last thing I did before I left. So the last thing I did for this year at my place of work was break a glass and cut myself in 2 places.
Ouch.
So that was funny.
Ow.
Yeah. Well, I know there weren't big cuts. It was just a funny classic Josh thing I does.
Yeah.
I really suck at everything.
Right.
I can make a few people chuckle from time to time, and I will get better at stand up. And I might become a funny podcaster at some point. But really, apart from that, I've got nothing. I fucking suck at everything, dude. And so it's just funny, sort of like bumbling through life, dude, as me. But that's I try to be better. But it is what it is. I sort of accept it. And I don't think that's like a defeatist attitude, because I do try to be better. Right. And I do understand things eventually. But I'm still going to be fucking cutting myself in glasses on the last day of work. I'm still going to be doing that forever. Those sorts of things. That's me. And
it's going to be funny, like when we're 80 years old, looking 35, because they figured out a cure for aging. And they're like,
we've all got tits.
Yeah.
We're playing with our own tits.
Own tits. Fucking fat mommy milkers.
Fat mommy milkers.
That's what it is.
I want to be fucking I want to be fucking robots at that point.
Yeah. We're all doing Wago faces in the mirror at home. Like,
yeah. You've downloaded the ideal personality into this fuck doll. And they're basically a real person.
Yeah.
And no one else knows.
No.
But
God forbid.
God forbid.
Yeah, I just thought, do you like the Smiths? And you're like, oh my God, I fucking love the Smiths. Are you kidding? Oh my God, where have you been all my life? She's like, Amazon, shipping, warehouse, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Arizona. Just
upsizing my tits. It's
upsize my tits.
Upsize my tits.
That's it. If there's one thing that coronavirus has taught me, is that I should upsize my tits.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Exactly. Because treat yourself.
Treat yourself. That's all that matters. You're gonna die.
Apparently, looking at a pair of jugs is better than running.
Yeah. And when it's
I read that once.
Yeah. Listen. You know.
There was a doctor. There was like the word doctor attached to that same that same fact that I read. So
yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah. Listen, if it was on the internet, it's true.
I also believe a lot of other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
know.
I also believe that Filthy Frank will one day be the president of the United States.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And none of those videos will come back to bite him.
And we will be better for it.
I think so.
You know? Can you imagine when North Korea kicks off? Fuck you guys, we're going to bomb the whole world. He just goes, you know, just reads his way.
Yeah.
To
Filthy Frank, man. What a guy. What a man. And he's actually killing it now. You know. Oh, yeah, cool.
I'm a fucker.
Dude, I hear him on the radio, man. I was in Typo.
Tight.
I was in Typo. He's reached Typo.
When you reach Typo, I'm pretty sure you can
you're in supermarkets. So.
That's it. You can go to the house of all your haters and you can shit in their mailbox. Like there's a government statute that says you can do that.
Yeah, that's right. You got keys to the city at that point.
That's it. Yeah. If I get a key to the city, I'm gonna shit in the mailboxes of all the teachers that said I couldn't do it when I was in school.
I think at that point you don't really care.
Oh, I care.
Oh, you still care?
I care. I'm competitive. Listen, I'll heal in hell, bro. I don't give a fuck. I'll always choose. Fuck taking the high road.
Right.
You know?
What's Shakespeare said? Something about revenge?
Yeah. It's
when a man is wrong, isn't it right that he seeks revenge?
Yeah. You know?
Quote me.
Listen, I was 8 years old. Why do you have beef with an 8-year-old? You're like 36. You know? So I'm going to Mrs. McGregor's house and I'm shitting in the mailbox. And when
you're crazy insecure, dude.
Never.
If you've got beef with a fucking 8-year-old.
Oh yeah. You know?
8-year-old?
Yeah, listen, did I call her a bitch? Maybe. Was I also 8? Yes. I think the jury will find.
But it's not even that, it's something less than that. It's something much less than that. Like you sort of questioned him a little bit on something he said wrong. On something that you thought that he said wrong, or you like objectively did. And like that is enough for him to sort of shoot off. Yeah,
you're teaching algebra. Relax.
It's weird. That's weird because like it comes back to the thing where like everything it becomes your normal.
Yeah.
Like arguing with 8-year-olds is now.
That's it.
Now they're the only people that you can argue with.
Yeah.
So you put them fucking down.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I'm still good. I was a gifted kid. I'm still gifted, bro. Put me in a class with 8-year-olds. I'll fucking annihilate them like I did the first time. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Play like 2 + 2, 69.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Every time.
Yeah. I'm giving raw dog. That fucking 8-year-old math class. Not the children themselves, by the way, but the curriculum. I will just that curriculum.
Raw dog that fucking curriculum.
Raw dog like I did the first time. I raw dogged that curriculum.
Yes, you did.
I certainly did. You know,
and they were very similar.
They were very.
Those two situations.
It was a rather horrifying experience. But I'm going to find a house. I'm going to shit in that mailbox. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a little photo of the keys to the city. I'm going to leave it in the mailbox. You know what the funniest prank I've ever heard of? I'm kidding.
Forgiveness.
Yeah, forgiveness. Yeah.
That is the funniest prank. I agree.
Yeah. Is this gonna be some sort of like Mr. Miyagi?
Me working on you?
Yeah. Trying to Mr. Miyagi.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah. How does it make you?
Expand on that, please.
Yeah.
Now what you said there. Yeah. Repeat that back to me.
Yeah. It's like so in the mailbox, right? And and it was premeditated. So you had to shit elsewhere and then carry your own human shit to her mailbox. The funniest prank I've ever heard of is like the flaming bag of dog shit on the doorstep.
It's a classic.
Because like
that's great, yeah.
They see the bag of dog shit and it's on fire. And they just start trying to stomp the fire out.
Well, you don't know it's dog shit at that point.
Yeah.
It's just a flaming something.
Just a flaming something.
It's a flaming something. And your instinct kicks in.
I'm pretty sure that's a felony now.
It probably is. It was probably always a felony. But people just cared less now.
Yeah, Home Alone 3, it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Really, like McKelney goes to jail for all these like sort of overzealous.
Yeah. Home Alone 6, Return from Juvie. You know, but that's true though. Like bullies and stuff in 90s movies would be like, get him, and then legit try to commit homicide. You know what I mean?
He'd be on the ground, they'd be punching him, they wouldn't stop. For a wee while,
Like,
for a wee while.
Holding someone's head in a toilet, you could drown them.
Yeah, and sort of like the underplay of what had just happened as well.
Yeah.
What do you call that? The gaslighting, I guess.
Yeah,
there's a better word for it, but the gaslighting of like the whole situation was just so normalized. You just get beaten up. You fucking. What do you mean you got beaten up? You fucking you hit him back. Get tough.
Right.
And like the fact that you got beating up in the first place is probably just a reflection of your poor character.
Right.
You are a bit weird, little Johnny.
Yeah.
And you do have an English accent, you know?
Right.
Sort that out.
Yeah.
You're not from England.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not from England, Lord Johnny. You need to just fix that. Why are we talking about it?
You know? Yeah. No, it had to be crazy too.
From the outside, no, from not the outside looking in, just as a parent.
Yeah.
Just how concerning that was. Or is there just sort of like no, there's this like is it very zero little log?
Yeah.
I don't want to get, you know.
Yeah. Because nowadays they're just like, hey, just ignore the bullies.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not gonna help. You know? You tell your kid to take a cricket bat.
That was always actually a what do you call it? An option. Right? That was always a suggestion. One of the suggestions. Ignore them. It'll go away.
Yeah. But now it's like there's no tolerance. Because I remember when I was a kid and I got bullied and someone like called me a nigger or something and tried to hit me and I swung on him and I threw a chair at him and shit. And then they were like, oh, well, this
nigger shit.
Yeah, nigger shit. And so they were just like, I was like, yeah, well, he started it. Like,
I think that's the
he
first
called
one
me a
I've ever seen.
nigger, threw like a fucking cup at my head. And they're like, no, but we have a no tolerance for violence. So you're getting suspended as well. And I was like, I will fucking burn the school down. And they're like, well, and I shouldn't have said that.
No,
you know, but that's what comedy's like. You know what I mean? Not everyone gets it.
Not everyone
understands your sense of humor. Especially when you're like a hate-filled 15-year-old. You know? And they're just like, hey, we're gonna, you know, yeah, we might expel you. And then the credits start rolling. You know, it's like that 70s show, like those TV shows where like the last second of the show was just someone doing this. And then like the credits are starting. It wasn't sad.
Well, you should have took your mom in that.
Yeah.
Just some of that stupid comment like that.
Yeah.
So much fun with that.
But it always just struck me as so weird. Like these adults, like they would always come in too and be like, do this, you have to do that. And I'm like, says who? Who died and made Yuki? Oh, I'm a teacher. So
yeah, you're just a weird or like authoritarian thing, I guess.
It's like, who the fuck are you? You're just some guy. Oh, well, the dean gave me authority. Well, who gave that guy authority? Oh, the principal. Yeah, but who employed that fucking guy? It's just a chain of retards being like, hey, you do this.
Yeah, but you know, there has to be like law and order. And if
I get it. Yeah. I understand why.
Doesn't sound like you do. But
no, but it's just like I don't recognize any authority above my own. No, but it's just so weird to me, man. Yeah. But again, it's like, hey, I'm 12. You know? What?
There could definitely be a lot more class on their half with the whole thing.
Shouldn't even make sense. Like I was going to this middle school out in fucking like Gulf Harbor. Cool. And literally, I'm not even joking, on the same road, on the same side of the road as the school was a dairy. It was like 100 meters away. And like literally the back of the dairy between the school and the gym, you would walk past an entire block of shops, you know, behind like a little fence.
Okay.
So kids would just hop the fence and go and get lollies and shit.
Of course they would.
And people would get like so much trouble for that.
Definitely, yeah.
They'd get screamed at, get yelled at. And it's like, I would just walk across the field. I wouldn't even do the fence shit.
Right.
I just walk across the field. They had this delicious bread thing. It was like it was like a loaf of bread, but it was so good. And it was called the Drunken Lobster or something.
But if they let people get away with it, then everyone would be going there.
Yeah, but it's like, who cares? It's a dairy.
It seems like they're supposed to be caring.
It's like, but just let the kids spend the money.
For sure.
It's
for
like,
sure.
yeah, if they had to go several streets away, I understand we can't have kids just wandering around the street,
Mm.
but it's like, it's like 100 meters that way. You have to walk past it to get to the gym.
Maybe there's an issue that like the sort of untold issue that like went that no one really talked about. And Lord Jimmy got raped.
Yeah.
He got taken. He got raped. He was
Right.
never hit. Well, the fact that he got raped, you know, was
In front of a dairy.
Well, it just got taken or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's the whole liability thing. You're not supposed to be leaving like the premises.
But that's the weird thing. It's like it was on the premises. It wasn't on the school premises, but it was pretty much part of the premises.
Yeah.
It was just so weird. And then like I'm walking back and they're screaming at me, fucking,
course.
you can't have that bread. And I'm like,
You're breaking the rules.
it's bread. Relax. It's only a game. Why you have to be lit? You know, like
what are you angry about me for eating bread for?
well, you know what I was such a little shit as a kid.
Yes.
Yes, you could probably tell.
Yeah,
You
for
haven't
sure.
figured it out yet.
Well, I was as well. But when looking back, I I understand
Yeah.
somewhat.
Yeah.
Not that I'm better than you.
Nah.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, the handful is good.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was a handful. I was a ragamuffin.
We asked for it, man.
Mm-hmm.
We were asking for it.
Yeah.
There was the easy route, and then there was the other way.
Yeah. I was in the wrong lane, bro.
We're in the wrong lane.
Yeah.
There was the easy lane. There was the easy way.
Yeah.
And then there's the long route.
Mm.
And we're like, that route looks funner.
Yeah.
And it also means I can be myself more.
My entire life, I've never done anything I don't want to do. I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So if they were like, "Hey,
It's
you
a big
have to,"
statement.
no, I just don't give a fuck. It's like, and there's no thing. I don't have a thing against people personally. I don't go out of my way to antagonize people, but to antagonize people or anything like that. But if there was a thing like, we had a teacher and he's all like, "Oh, you have to do this because I said so." It's like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to go to sociology class. I'm not doing that.
You didn't do sociology?
No, I had a sociology class, but it's like I was more interested in playing guitar. Oh, but you have to do this. Why? Well, because I said so. There was one case years later, and this school that I went to, which was actually a really cool school. There was this fucking bitch. So there was these pods, right? And like little study rooms, and this fucking bitch is throwing like mandarin peel, like at people, right? And she throws it at me. And me and my friends.
This is a child?
No. We were like 16. But she's just been a real cunt about it. Like,
this is a child you're talking about? Or a teacher?
No. This is another student. So we were like 16 at the time. And
That's a child.
yeah, just calling people names and just.
Wait, you don't think 16-year-olds are children?
Yeah. No, well, yeah. I mean, they're in that sort of, they're an adolescent.
I feel
But not children in the sense that like they're kids, you know. But
but you don't have sex with them.
No, at least not anymore. I did when I was 16.
Definitely.
But
I just had to clear that up.
yeah. Then it's like real like a legal gray area, and everyone's just like, hey, well,
they're not children.
Yeah, pulling
like
out
you really zero on that point. Like,
Yeah.
16-year-olds are not children.
pulling out the law textbook. You're like, yeah, well, the legal definition of that. No, but she's like swearing at people. She's yelling at people. She's being real bratty, like that real brat vibe.
Throwing orange pills is enough.
Yeah, and she threw one at me, and I looked at her. And we looked at each other, and there was this weird, because you could tell she was like a real, yeah. And so we've got 3 kids. No, but there was this weird moment because it's like, every now and again, most people will take the polite way out.
Right.
Not me.
You spat in her mouth.
Well, yeah, because it's like, no, because on principle, it's like, hey, fuck this lady.
Yeah.
What are you doing? There's orange peel all over the fucking floor.
Now she's a lady.
Yeah. For the purposes of what?
Come on.
Yeah, for the purposes of what transpired afterwards. Yeah, and the restraining order as that resulted. No, but listen, fuck this girl, right? So like, who gives? So anyway, we looked at each other and we locked eyes.
Of course, fuck this girl. I'm with it.
And she kind of looked at me, and I looked at her, and I realized in that moment neither of us were going to just take the polite way out of this. So we start arguing. She's like, "Fuck you," and I was like, "Fuck you." She threw another orange peel.
An immovable object means a
yeah, like an unstoppable
force.
So I had this friend who was like, trying to break it up, whatever. But then a teacher came along, sees all the orange peel, says, "What happened?" I said, "Well, she's throwing orange peel at people and calling people slurs." And he goes, "Oh, blah blah blah," and so that's when it was time to class. People were filtering out. she goes to leave, and he goes, can you pick it up? I looked at him like with such a fucking ferocious rage building inside me. I was like, what? He goes, come on, can you pick it up? And I was like, no. And he goes, come on, pick it up. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. And he goes, why aren't you going to pick it up? And I said, she's throwing orange peel. I'm not picking up someone else's bullshit. And he goes, oh, well, I wasn't here. I don't know who to do. I'm just like, retard. I called him a retard.
You called him a retard.
I called him a retard.
That's great.
I was like, retard, look at the fucking orange peel. It's coming out of the pod and spreading outwards as she's clearly throwing it. And I got real detective with it. I was like, you see the small concentration of orange peel here?
You see the trajectory
outwards? Yeah. You see how the trajectory falls outwards throughout the door? Like, I'm not.
There's a wind blowing from about 6 kilometers an hour. You know, from east to left.
Yeah. I'm touching the orange peel. I'm like, judging by the trajectory of the moon and the sun.
Completely impossible that I was throwing any orange peels. All right.
And I said, look, there's none in the pod.
You called a teacher a retard.
I called him a retard. I've called teachers much worse. And he was just like,
how many schools go?
Like 4 or 5.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he's just like, you're gonna pick it up right now, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that. I picked up my bag and I walked to class. And I remember looking, I looked.
Did he respond?
No, he just looked at me in disbelief.
Oh, you
was
called him a retard.
You
said I'm not going to do it. All right.
No, because after I called him a retard, I said I'm not going to do that. He started getting authoritative. He's like, pick it up, and I'm like, no.
Oh,
I grabbed my bag and I started walking off, and he looks at me like with shock, and I look at him like, I'm not doing it. Like I don't give a fuck. So I walk off to class, and weirdly enough, I never saw that guy again. Actually, he must have been some like a substitute teacher or something like that.
Well, he was probably actually an actual retard.
An actual retard. Wouldn't it be funny if he was like another student? He just bad genetics. He looks like 46. At like
what's that fucking Will Ferrell movie? Was it Will Ferrell or was it Billy Madison? I think Will Ferrell also did a similar movie, or maybe I'm just Mandelaing that. I know Billy Madison was the thing.
Yeah.
No, it definitely was. Will Ferrell, he was born in a leap year. He goes back to fucking school.
Right. Yeah.
Same movie, dude.
Yeah.
But much different movies, though.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler, pretty good writer.
I Mandela effect all the time. But yeah, no. So yeah, teach it. Fucking weird, but it's like, why are you beefing with a kid? I understand it though, because sometimes you meet kids and you're like, yeah, I hope that you like, I don't know.
Well, you're in the zone, man. Like when you're a teacher, like you're in the zone. Like you've got all of these sort of like kids. It's almost like jail, right? You know, you've got to keep this like facade of order. And like if you're the top guy in a jail, and you've just got someone who's like sort of giving you shit, you need to lay the law down on this guy a bit to let all of the other inmates know who fucking the big dog is.
Right.
It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same. You know, if you see someone that's giving you jip and you sort of let it go, because you know we've all got those teachers who are just they're teachers. You're like, I can't fucking wait to go to that class. I can chill the fuck out. I can sit the fuck back. And it wasn't the fact that you like really liked him. You just had no respect for him.
Right.
And like no one did. And he's like, you can get away with this and get away with that. And he was just that bitch teacher. And so like you're either a bitch teacher or you're fucking children.
Yeah, we're fucking children. No, it's
metaphorically.
Yeah.
You're either fucking children or you're getting fucked by children.
Right.
That's what school is.
That's the school prison dynamic.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We're definitely not getting monetized this episode. But it's weird to I kind of get it because some kids you meet and you're like, well, it's weird to wish death on a kid. Unless he's really annoying.
Yeah.
Some kids I've met and I'm like, I fucking hope you play in traffic. But like only for a second. I don't wish that, but it's just in that moment as he's, trying to tear the curtains down and screaming. And
well,
like,
for sure, we're all
Jesus
human.
Christ, you fucking spared. Like, relax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're all human. We're all
but
human.
maybe stubs his toe, steps on a Lego or something. I feel like that kind of count. Like goes to eat his birthday cake and his mom puts salt instead of sugar.
Listen, man, I bet that teachers wish death on children, students every day.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I think they do.
Yeah.
Like we're all because children are little shits.
Yeah.
Children are little shits. They act out. They don't know why they're acting out. They don't they don't think about what they're doing. They just act. And these are adults living with these things. So
Sweet too, yeah.
So I mean, of course, they're going to sort of like have like these irrational thoughts. Thing. I think it would be nice for little Jimmy, play tic-tac-toe in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Almost felt like I was going to rhyme.
Yeah.
But it didn't at all.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, it's natural. It's normal.
I wonder how many teachers have wished death on me. Like probably a few.
It's probably respectively to like other people in your class, a lot more than them.
Yeah.
In the same way that it'd be a lot more for me than it would for other students. So my peers.
But there were definitely kids that were worse than me though. Fucking hell.
Yeah, there was some.
Because I was bad. Because like
there was some troubled kids up.
Yeah,
dude.
Because like I never really got in anyone's way. Like I never had a problem with anyone until it. Because my autonomy was always the most important thing. Like if I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck if you're a teacher. I don't care what the rules are. I don't care. Like, oh, but it's a child. I don't care.
That didn't work out too well for you though.
Yeah, no, I got into a lot of trouble. It's cost me a lot in my life. But at the same time, it's also like I'm free. It's like I'm free. Because it's like I don't, so we have to go sit in assembly. I'm not going to the assembly.
Right.
Oh, we have to go sit through this recital. Why? Because the other class worked really hard on it. They can go to hell. I'm not sitting through the fucking recital unless my friends are in it. But there were kids that I went to school with who were like genuine menaces. Like it stabbed people. They brought alcohol in all the time. They hotboxed the toilets one time to this one school I was going to. They like sealed the doors and then like had put all the toilet paper in the middle of the room. Put like weed in them. They hotboxed this room.
You would probably also be like
burn it down.
You would probably also be like classified as a genuine menace to just like a normal student.
Oh yeah, to normal students. Yeah, but again, like if a teacher was like chill, just normal.
Yeah.
Just didn't because I always had a really strong sense of right and wrong. So if I felt something was unfair or they were asking something that was unfair of me, I would say no.
Which constantly happens in school, though.
Yeah, which constantly happens in school. So I would always say no. And they'd always be like, do it. And they're like, I'm like, why? And they're like, because I'm a teacher. And I'm like, well.
There's a lot of confrontation, man.
Yeah. So I grew up in constant confrontation. But.
Stressful.
There were people who would just like flip desks over for no reason. There were people that like stabbed other kids.
Yeah.
With scissors and shit. Like I grew up. I remember like going to Dilworth. And like the kids would be sticking pins in each other. I remember seeing this kid Santana one time behind like this. Like a workbench, and I was like, "What's going on?" And he's just like, he's trying to fix his back because this kid stabbed him with like a drawing pin. He had to dig it out of his back on his arm.
I read this kid once who was like, I think he lacks a serious amount of empathy. Yeah, like I'll get on the bus, and he would sit behind someone, and he would just like. He would be behind that person who was just facing towards the front of the bus, and he would slam their head against the window, and they would look back and they would see this little kid, and they would like they would punch him, or they would punch him in the face, they'd punch him in the arm really hard. It would obviously cause him great physical pain, and then they would turn around again. He would do the exact same thing, and that'd be the entirety usually of the bus ride for him. Him getting beaten up, that person turning around, and then him then just slamming their head into the wall, into the window.
Weird.
A lot of messed up kids out there.
Yeah, I never fucked with anyone. If I never started the fights.
You
know what I mean? It's weird. There's some people that were like genuinely fucked up growing up.
Yeah, man. They a lot of trouble kids out there. Hope they're doing well now. Hope they got on top of it.
Yeah.
But then in terms of drugs or crime.
I hope they do. We need less of those people. I'm just kidding. No, I hope they turn their lives around.
Yeah,
genuinely. Sure. I hope that they kind of.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault. Right?
I mean, yeah. So yeah, weird place to be. Weird thing it is to grow up.
Yeah. So yeah,
especially because like at the time,
school a tricky subject.
Yeah. Because especially at the time, you think it's normal. You're normalized to the violence. You're normalized to the. If you grew up in a shitty era like I did. You're normalized to that shit. You're normalized to like the people that set fires. We had a fight club in my school. This is fucking true. There was like a sand pit, a huge sand pit, which was for volleyball. They had like a volleyball court. Right. It was literally like in the middle of this concrete jungle. There was like this big square of sand, and the boys would stand in a circle, and two of them would fight until either one tapped out.
Well, we had like a spot like that was sort of like out of the way. That like people were going like settle beef.
And this wasn't even to settle
and
beef.
Like have fights.
This was literally like the year of standing in a circle and watching these two people fight. I fought a couple of times.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time.
My brother fought one time and he cut his foot open because he was really into martial arts. He kicked a guy, I think in the head
With
or
his
something.
foot.
Yeah, and like caught on a piercing and it like tore at the top of his foot open. And so and it was fine. Like most of the time the fights weren't like aggressive trying to kill each other.
Are you
It
supposed
was
to
like
kick your shins?
for fun. Yeah, something like that.
Mm.
But it caught his
Oh, yeah,
foot.
yeah.
And so we took him to the drinking fountain and he poured water like straight into the cut. But like, you know how there was there's one on top and then there's one on the side for the bottles, and the one for the bottles like shoots out really strong. He put his foot under the one for the bottle. Oh, dude. Oh, to this fucking day.
And it went inside
just
him, and he ended up spitting the water out.
Oh, it just makes me cringe. No, he put his foot under the one for the bottles and he pressed the button and it shot right into the fucking wound.
And then it went inside him and he ended up spitting that water
Yeah,
out.
he became Waterman.
Mm.
No, but I just remember seeing like the flesh like split, like open up,
Yeah.
and like all the blood gets cleaned out, obviously. And you can it's just like raw flesh. Dude, it was fucking brutal.
I was once at the gym doing box jumps
Right.
with my buddy in the morning. And I don't know how high the box was, probably not that high. But I slipped and grated my shin like along the corner of this of this wee box there, and it fucking completely split my shin open. Still got the still should have the scar today. Sure, it's out there.
Oh shit.
It was a decent one. I looked like I had a vagina on my leg.
Yeah.
The amount of blood I lost, just because I was like, all right, cool. I was in a lot of pain, but like adrenaline was going, and so like I just sat outside with a tap, just like a normal tap, just sort of on it. And I remember I was just sitting there. I was like, I'll just sort of like let it wash away or just sort of clean it, whatever. 4 minutes went by, still bleeding. 10 minutes went by, still bleeding. I'm like starting to feel fucking dizzy. I'm like, maybe I should stop maybe I should choose a different path here, to fix this. Have a look to my left, and there's a lot of blood sort of leading towards to the drain. But yeah, I was surfing at this time, and so I go surfing, and because like when you go into salt water with sort of like openish wounds, it opens up. It doesn't bleed or anything like that, but it opens up, and so I would just always have like this vagina on my leg,
hot
for a wee while.
Nice.
If I was flexible enough, then
yeah,
I would give it a little bit.
Missed opportunity. You should have sliced your calf open.
I could have sold my leg to the boys for $5.
Yeah.
$5 a go.
Yeah, no, Josh has gotten really into meditating lately. You know what I mean? Yeah, sits in the lotus position a lot. You know?
Spends a lot of time by himself at lunchtime.
Yeah. You know? Yeah.
But anywho, what else?
Listen, that's what it is. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Fucking
vagina on my leg. Finish on that.
Yeah, vagina. Yeah. Good night, everybody.
That guy was fun today when I got my haircut. I went to get my haircut.
Yeah.
And
tell us all about it.
And it was like this guy was sort of like, those like photographers who are like really into it.
Yeah.
It felt similar to that, but he also kind of knew what he was doing, and he was gliding this blade around my face, and he was putting wax in and just like having this normal conversation while he was just like doing all this sort of intense shit to my hair, and I thought it was amazing. I honestly thought it was like a work of art what he was doing. This guy looked like he was in the that athlete zone that these guys enter. Where that fight or flight sort of that zone. Yeah. And then he sprayed my face with all this like alcohol, and like my whole face was fucking on fire. And then
why did they do that?
I don't know what it was. Just like a little alcohol spray. I think it's sort of like if you get any little cuts or anything like that, it sterilizes it. And on further inspection, I really did enjoy it. We really got on, feels like we really bonded, and I said, hey, I'll be coming back in the new year. I want to get my haircut here all the time, because no one really puts like, it doesn't feel that it doesn't feel like I've ever sort of gone to a place at hairdressers where they put that much effort in. This guy put a fucking lot of effort in. Right. And so, it was really impressive. And on further inspection of his work, cuts all over my face. I've got a cut underneath my eyebrow. I've got a cut, on my chin, on my neck. So this guy was less of a pro than I thought he was. I've got 4 or 5 cuts on my face.
Yeah, you're looking like Hellraiser. Walking down the street like, Jesus, what?
So no wonder the alcohol spray wipe sort of hurt a little, but put me in such a great mood. It was an experience. Yeah, and I didn't find out about the cuts until much later on.
And that's really his skill.
Skipping home. Yeah, that's what it is. It puts you in a trance, and you maybe you drugged me. What was in that spray?
Yeah. It's just like some sort of like psychedelic to make you forget the last like half an hour.
Just like heaps of cinnamon. Apparently, if you consume enough cinnamon. I've always struggled with that fucking word.
Yeah, fair.
Quite an easy word, really.
I mean, yeah.
Cinnamon. Trickier for some. Maybe there's a bit of cinnamon in it. Cinnamon has psychedelic properties.
Damn.
Or the way you sort of the chemical reactions that happen in your body after a certain amount make you trip.
Imagine drinking shots
Nutmeg.
of cinnamon.
It's nutmeg.
It's nutmeg.
Yeah.
Yeah, nutmeg will fuck you up.
Nutmeg will fuck you up, yo.
Nutmeg. I mean, shit. These people smoking nutmeg out in this bitch.
And I've actually heard that saying somehow. I've actually heard that before.
I'm from the mean streets of Auckland City. We smoke nutmeg out here.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a nice haircut. He made me looking like a fucking he looked like a guy that you should like watch your drinks around. Like I look like a guy that like calls most of his kids Junior. That's who I look like.
You look like one of the Arctic Monkeys.
I look like one of the Arctic Monkeys. I look like I look like a Kyle through and through. A Kyle.
But you don't have a Kyle face though.
Oh, I'm happy with that.
You look like a more evolved, like his older brother Chad.
Yeah.
You know?
I look like a guy who struggles with his sexuality, so takes it out in a sort of
retail workers.
Homophobic way.
Yeah. You know what? God bless.
I look like a homophobe.
You know? Which is weird because like homophobes will ask you, homosexual men have asked you to fuck them and then send it to their coworkers.
Yeah. And that wasn't the first guy who asked me that.
Which really
what does that say?
I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I'll take that all the way home to mommy.
Yeah. Well, mom, some guy asked about fucking. And she's like, that's great, sweetheart.
Good
what?
Good for you.
Yeah. Huh? You fucking what? Yeah. But no, I think that's a good sign. Because I think you look like a very approachable man, a guy who's trustworthy. You look trustworthy because it's a lot of trust to ask someone to fuck you and then send it to your car. I'm telling everyone that I meet about that guy.
Yeah,
I'm going to.
Oh, please.
I'm gonna at my wedding speech. I'm gonna be like, hey, y'all hear about this?
I was embarrassed by my previous introduction sort of synopsis. Hey, this is Josh. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Little do I know what's coming next. No, it's not that bad. It was whatever. But little do I know what's coming next. What the next the alternative is. Yeah, this is Josh. Hey, some guy fucking asked him to fuck him.
Yeah.
And video it so he can send to his coworkers.
Yeah. This is Josh, the reluctant sodomizer.
I don't mind that. I don't mind the reluctant sodomizer. Reluctant, but no, I'm willing.
Merry Christmas.